and welcome back to another episode of the Garment Decorators Podcast. We are thrilled to have you back for another episode. Thank you to everyone who watches, views, listens and subscribes every single week to talk all things heat printing with us. Today, I'm very excited to have this conversation because not that long ago, Andy and I went to Hotronix, where they manufacture all of the Hotronix heat presses in America. And not only did we get to see a lot of exciting things, which we will talk about in this episode, but we also got to see the brand new, am I allowed to say it?
Yeah, go for it, yes.
We got to see the brand new ProPlace IQ, which is being released by Hotronix early next year.
That's correct.
Brand new heat press, brand new addition to a heat press, I should say.
Yep.
And I'm very excited about it. I think it's going to be a game changer.
It's exactly that. It's another level on top of the already amazing Hotronix heat presses.
Yes.
But it's another one that's really designed with the garment decorator in mind, which I think is what's really exciting. Because it's not just a little bit of polish on the top of it. It's really
it looks like that though. It's very shiny.
It's very shiny. It is very shiny. But it's not just that. It's practical.
Yeah.
And it's going to really make a difference, especially to volume garment decorators. It's going to be massive for them.
Yeah. But before we get into talking about the ProPlace IQ, which is the main reason for today's podcast episode, we just want to touch a little bit about the Hotronix facility in the USA. Now, we went out there for the ribbon cutting, which was like the unveiling of the brand new addition to the facility, which was adding on an extra 30,000 square feet worth of space and floor space to the factory, which makes it over 100,000 square feet in size, if I'm correct.
That's correct,
on that one, which is insane.
It's the largest manufacturing company for machines that are made in America for garment decorators. So that's something.
That's a mouthful.
It is. It's a bit of a mouthful.
Biggest.
So one thing that is really impressive about Hotronix is that everything is still made in the US. So many, probably like 99.9% of other heat presses are all made offshore, and a lot of them made in China. But we've always been really proud of the fact that these are US manufactured. We believe that is the best way to make the highest quality of heat presses. Is to have that control over quality and that engineering know-how that comes from being based out of Pennsylvania, Carmichael's, Pennsylvania, to be specific. Because we think that's really important to still be so hands-on with that. So since Hotronix was started in the 1980s, out of a necessity for better heat presses in the industry, because the others just weren't cutting it, and we're like, hey, we already have the best vinyl, best transfers, as I've told many people before, and we're like, we need to make the best heat presses now. No one else wanted to do it, so we went and did it ourselves. And now to this day, with this expansion, we are the largest manufacturer of garment decorating machines in the US, which I think is really quite impressive, because it's just, shows our commitment to high quality and precision air engineering and having the best product always. And that's the ProPlace is going to be another level up on anything else that's available. Yeah,
well, everything that Hotronix do has the end user in mind, right? They're made by decorators, by printers, for printers, you guys at home. So there's nothing that they make that is just for the sake of making it or to have another addition to the fleet of presses. Everything is made with you in mind and with a specific purpose or addition or efficiency hack. So every single thing about any machine that you can get from Hotronix has that in mind.
That's it. And Hotronix facility is only 3 miles away from the Stahls Decorating Fulfillment Centre. So when Molly says about decorators for decorators, it's literally immediate feedback from the people that do a lot of the large volume stuff for the NHL, the NBA. So it's built upon the decorators' needs within our own business to make sure that we are putting stuff on the machines that is practical and not just there for the sake of it. There's always a meaning and a reason, and normally a time saving to make the machines better.
So aside from seeing the ProPlace IQ in person for the first time, what was your favourite part about our visit to Hotronix?
I think for me it was seeing the whole facility as a whole, really, because that's always really exciting, because I've been here for almost 6 years now. I've never actually been to the facility, but I've always heard so much about it. When I've met Ben and his team many times, but actually getting to see it in person was really quite impressive, because we can talk internally about how we have the best heat press, which is true, but it's always nice to see it in action. We see it when we go to shows and we use our heat press and we try the heat presses out and we're like, well, that's not very good. And I don't mean that in an arrogant way, it's just true. It's very fortunate
Pure
for us
fact.
that we have the best machines, but it's always nice to see the manufacturing facility that goes with it.
Yeah.
We had just never the stars never aligned for us to go there before. But seeing the expansion, meeting the team of engineers and people putting machines together is really quite impressive, because it's all very well structured and well laid out and very efficient. And there's even more efficiencies coming down the line, which is part of this new facility. There's things that it can do even quicker and even better, because this is the best selling heat press in the world. Everyone wants them, but we have to make sure we maintain that quality.
Yeah.
We can't be going cheap like others have done in the past. We have to
just to get more out the door.
So I think it was really just seeing the production line of how everything is very much moving in time together, getting to see all the heat presses. Something that is quite unique for us is that we test all the heat presses. So what that means is once they're manufactured, so they manufacture a certain amount per day, they take them to the testing area and they turn them all on and they sit there for 4 hours at top temperature to make sure they all work and they're all consistent across the whole of the platen. We're always very proud about our lifetime warranty of the platen and the accuracy of no cold spots, but that's all tested before it even gets near a box. And that's part of the sort of quality control there was really on point, which I already knew because I get to use the machines, so I know how good they are, but it's still nice to see it in person and see how efficiently it works and meet the people behind these presses as well.
Yeah. Okay, so we won't delay any longer. For everyone listening that wants to know, Andy, what is the ProPlace IQ?
So the ProPlace is the next generation of heat presses. So just to kind of give everyone a little bit of a background, the last great innovation in heat presses was the 360 IQ hat press, which came out. I think we first debuted that in the UK in February of 2020. So it's been about 3 years since the last big innovation in heat printing came out, and that was obviously us as well. But the 360 IQ hat press, which everyone loves in pretty much every country, where with the low heat on the hat presser, you can do big chunky emblems. So, but before that, it's been a while since we've had a big launch. I think probably about 6-7 years ago was when we brought out the latest version of the IQ controller and the IQ web portal that comes with it to track how well the heat press is working and the staff that are working on it. So it's been quite a while, but they've been really busy in that time because what they have brought out now is what's called the ProPlace IQ. So this is taking the dual F fusion IQ that everyone wants. That's the wish list item for every heat printer. If they want a heat press, that's the one.
Your Rolls Royce.
That's it, your Rolls Royce and everything else combined. And now supercharging that even further. So we've talked a lot over the last 18 months probably. We've really been teaching people about lasers and how to use lasers properly, because they're such a great addition to a workshop for everyone to get efficiencies. But there's still not 100% in terms of, there's always another idea, like what about this weird transfer I've made? And there's no shape to it, there's no real structure to it. So we've gone away and we've developed a system which we call the ProPlace IQ. So this is going to be out of the box for dual air fusions moving forward from next year, but it will also be an opportunity for people to retrofit them as well. So this is something that if you have a dual air fusion IQ, it has to be the IQ model, not just a dual air fusion, the IQ model, there will be an opportunity for you to buy their retrofit, and it is going to be really, really easy to install. So don't worry about it. If you've already invested in the dual air fusion, you'll still be fine. But what this can do is it has 2 projectors over each platen, and no matter what size the platen, no matter what size the transfer, you just go onto the IQ portal and you put your pen drive in with your transfers, and you can say, this is my transfer, this is the size, and this is where it's going on the shirt. And it'll project the exact image of the transfer onto the platen. So no longer having to line up the laser to get it right. Is this right? This is the left chest, I'm not sure. You can be like, left chest, this is my transfer, and it'll project it down. And you'll be able to see this in white t-shirts, black t-shirts, any rainbow t-shirts, you name it. You'll be able to see a perfect image of your transfer beaming down onto the platen. So you slide your t-shirt on, place the transfer on there, fuse, and you're done. Really, really easy now. So, I mean, the lasers sped everything up a lot, but this is going to probably cut that time in half again because the ease of placement of this thing now is so easy.
Yeah, it's not a case of finding the edges of the laser and try and align it up. It's literally you put your transfer where the transfer is on the shirt and fuse it.
That's it. So really, really simple. So for those that are doing volume, we talk a lot about efficiencies and time hacks and how much you can save by using lasers and the right presses properly. But this is going to be at least another 5-10 seconds, even if you've got the lasers, I reckon. And as we've discussed before, if you're saving 10 seconds and you're doing 500 shirts a day, you already, that's another 55 days back a year. So I mean, everything that's involved with a dual air fusion IQ was already like probably it was always about 40 to 50% quicker than everything else. And now it's probably going to be 70% quicker than everything else.
Yeah.
We haven't done the time and motion study on it yet.
That'll be the first thing we do when we get it.
Yeah, but the time savings are going to be massive. I mean, you're not going to be far off, adding a 60-70% capacity to your work. Yeah. And it means that you can even train people up quicker as well, because training is always, an expensive endeavour for people, especially when you bring on people on board, or if you've got people doing Saturday work as well. But now you can just be like, the laser tells you where to put it, just put the transfer on the laser, line it up, and it's a bright laser, so it's very easy to use. Yeah,
it's not dim at all. You can't miss it, can you?
You really can't miss it. So literally anyone could use a dual air fusion now, because it already has the 2 buttons to fuse with.
Yeah.
It has the air power, so people can't mess with the pressure and get that wrong. There's really kind of
that's a key
one.
There's
really no mistakes when it comes to using the dual air fusion. So it's very, very exciting, because it's just going to take everyone to the next level. And so I'm very excited for everyone that's listening who's either got a dual air fusion or thinking of getting one. Very exciting. We're looking at sort of a February-ish for it when it's going to be available, depending on
this is UK and US as well, right?
Yeah, depending on how the containers line up for coming, because obviously they ship direct from Pennsylvania to the UK.
Yeah.
But we're at least looking at a printwear and promotion first look for people. If we can get people into our innovation centres sooner, we will. But I'd say at least by the end of February, printwear and promotion, everyone will get the chance to come and try it in person, stand D30.
So if you don't have any other reason to come to printwear and promotion, this is the one reason you need to come. Forget everything else in the hall. Forget anything else on your wish list. The main reason that you should be coming to P&P is to see and trial the ProPlace IQ for yourself on the stand. Yeah,
because you'll see it and your mind will be blown.
Yeah, literally. There will be a queue, I guarantee you, out the door.
You'll be like, where's this heat press been all my life? And probably, you might have to come to Printwear Promotion just to secure one of the first batch.
Oh yeah, there's no way. Yeah, you're gonna have to be first on that list to get one of those.
We'll be putting lots of video and pieces up before that point, and there will be options to pre-order. But don't sleep on this, because it will go quickly, and you'll have to wait for the next container to come in to be able to secure. And priority would be given to people who are paying up front for it. Yeah.
And, if you see everyone else using theirs and you think, if only I'd have got in line sooner, you're going to be very jealous if you're on the wait list for the second batch that are being released.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we've covered benefits to the business, how it works, when it's available in the UK. Pretty much answered all my questions without me having to ask them, which is very handy. I can't wait for everyone to see it in person, because it's one thing explaining it, like before we went out there, we kind of knew roughly what was happening, but from someone explaining it to you versus seeing how it works in person is two very, very different things. And I mean, it was on display at the Printing United stand, the Stahls stand at Printing United, and it was mobbed constantly.
Yeah, it was the biggest showstopper in that whole, and that's a big event.
That's a massive event.
And everyone really wants to see the ProPlace IQ. Everyone was very impressed by it.
I kept trying to get near it to get bits of video content so that we can promo it when it comes out, and I could not get near it. I had to go in before the show started to get anywhere near it to get content for it.
I think as well, along with all the other heat presses that you can buy from Hotronix, it's the coolest looking heat press as well.
I mean, that plays a part,
It definitely,
it's a bit of a robot.
In your shop, you see that, people will be impressed. Your customers would be impressed if they could see what you're doing as well. So, I mean, there is a value to everyone. Just be like, look what I can do for your accuracy. This is going to be, and people will want to invest in you as a business, because you can be like, look, here's how I do that accuracy. And they'll be like, wow, they've invested in this right machinery. this is a serious business, I'm going to want to put my work towards them as well.
Yeah, well, it's the same thing we always talk about, offering more than what the customer might want, because it gives them confidence that you're the right person for the job. It's the same thing with what you physically use to print every day. If they walk into a shop and see 3 or 4 cheaper import presses and a few box marks on your example garments versus the ProPlace IQ in the corner with all of its snazzy technology, no competition, no contest at all.
Yeah, because those import presses look cheap just from...
Oh, yeah, they do.
They're not fooling anyone just by looking at them, to be honest.
Falling apart.
Yeah. So, yeah, that was really impressive. Anyone that was paying attention to our other announcement at the show as well, because there is another addition to the ProPlace IQ in terms of functionality. So I know that there's quite a few of you listening in the UK that are already using Fulfill Engine for your work. But one of the big press announcements that we had at the show, Printing United in Atlanta, was our acquisition of Fulfill Engine. So this is now part of the Stahls family. We're really excited to have them on board. Jason Tompkins, who is the CEO and co-founder of Fulfill Engine, he is a decorator by trade, and he is really pushing the boundaries in terms of software and what can be achieved for efficiencies and getting you more work as a decorator as well. Yeah. So really, really happy to have him on board as part of the Stahls family.
Yeah, the software he's built, him and his team are ridiculously smart. Yeah. Like, it blew me away the first time that I saw it, and especially how it works with the ProPlace IQ in together. That's just going to change the game. So
if you already have Fulfill Engine, you all automatically have access to be able to put your design straight from that onto the ProPlace IQ. So you don't have to then additionally go into the IQ portal if you already have Fulfill Engine. Okay. You already be able to beam that laser down straight away, and you can get to work.
And if they don't already have Fulfill Engine?
Then they need to think about getting it. There'll be lots more information about that coming up in the coming months, because there'll be plenty of exciting stuff, and it's got some massive potential, especially for the UK folks that are already using it, are already having really, really big and impressive results, and we're going to make sure that we get it out in front of everyone in the UK so you can really see it for yourself, learn if it could be a benefit to you, which I absolutely believe it can be. Again, it's all part of the Stahls and Stahls Hotronix promise about taking the industry to the next level. We're not just going to wait around for someone else to improve the industry, but always want to be there helping garment decorators along the way, making sure that everyone has everything they need to be successful, because it's something we're all very passionate about.
Okay.
So yeah, lots of exciting stuff that we saw there. We also did, like I mentioned, we did have a little bit of a tour around the Stahls DFC, or Decorating Fulfillment Centre, which again was very impressive. That was the amount of dual air fusions in one building. Kind of blew me away a little bit. Yeah, seeing there's a lot of NHL jerseys being decorated when we were there. Yes. There was some Premier League stuff. So it's, this is what the professionals use. So we don't just, we make them for ourselves to an extent, but then share them with the world to make sure everyone can be super efficient. And it was also really good to see, part of our trip, we did get to go and see our friends at Transfer Express as well. Yeah, that was probably one of my favourite parts, to be honest. That was a good day. It was very good to see their facility, which again, much like the UK one, is vast and impressive. And that's why, it's always good we have the same recipes across continents to make sure that everyone has the best product, but it's always good to see that in person. But to meet the Transfer Express marketing team as well, so they do a fantastic job. I can't remember if we put the episode out with Stephanie or put it on a video or not. We haven't yet. There will be a short video with Stephanie coming very soon to the channel, so make sure you're subscribed to hear that. But we recorded a mini episode with her. So they do a fantastic job with webinars and their toaster transfers. So if anyone has a thirst for even more education, make sure you are following along with them, because they are, again, always pushing new ideas, and it gives you a bit of an idea of what's popular in the US as well. So if you want an immediate sort of line to what's going on and where we see people are making money as garment decorators, and they're a great place to start there, for sure. So I would highly recommend that everyone check them out. The other thing I quite liked about very much liked about Transfer Express was, from
the people actually, the printers manufacturing the transfers, through to the management team, through to the marketing team, everybody, their main mission and everything they talked about was how to make the best product for the customer and get it to them in the most efficient way possible, which is what we do across the country, like across the world. Sorry, that's not a surprise, but on that scale and having that still be their number one sort of priority was very reassuring in a way. It was a very heartwarming experience.
And it's very hard to maintain consistency in the same room, let alone across different countries.
Yeah, especially at the size of their operation as well. To keep everything at that quality is impressive.
So lots of good stuff. Molly has also recorded lots of great content and videos for everyone. So I know that everyone listening probably is subscribed to a YouTube channel, and if you're not, you should do. But there's lots of video coming over the next sort of 3-4 months. Stuff we recorded. There's some stuff we can't show you yet, so you'll have to wait. But there's some really good stuff in there as well. One thing I was going to mention as well is the master. Anyone that didn't attend the masterclass and also didn't register has not had access to the videos yet from that. So again, they need to be subscribed to our YouTube channel because they will be available over the next few months. There's not any specifics at this point, but you have to subscribe if you want to catch up on those, because if you missed out, you really missed out.
Yeah, so we have uploaded one already at the time of recording this, and there were 14 sessions throughout the day, so there's a lot more to come. But like Andy said, we're not going to give away any specifics on when we're releasing them. You just need to be subscribed.
That's it. So, and also one last call to action. So tomorrow is the Athleisure Expo.
It is. I'm very excited about this event.
So if you're listening today, which is Monday the 20th, you still have about 4 or 5 hours to register and turn up.
Yeah, we still have a few spaces. It's limited at this point, but there are still a few gaps available. So if you can make it, then definitely do sign up.
That's it. Just send us a DM if you're worried about, because also we're recording this a few days before, like the week before. So if you're a bit worried about attendance, just shoot us a message or leave a comment on one of the most recent posts on there, just like, are there still tickets? Get straight back to you and let you know if we can let you in if it's not sold out already.
If the sign-up form is still on the page, then there are still spaces available. But we do have 2 sessions available, so regardless of what suits your schedule best, we've tried to cater for everyone. And if you can't make it to the event or it's sold out, unfortunately, which could very well be the case.
It normally happens.
Sorry?
It normally happens.
If you can't make it or it's sold out, then we will be releasing we won't be releasing everything from the event, because obviously we can't physically present and film everything that we do in those days, because there's only 2 of us to do majority of it.
Plus you're better off being there in person to do it practically. It's something about where we're going to teach how to demonstrate different things. It's much better to actually see it and feel it in person anyway.
100%. But for those people that can't, we have still got a lot of how to decorate athleisure videos on our YouTube channel. We still have a lot more to come. We still have boxes behind this wall of try-dry products, which I have not yet touched. So we will definitely have a lot more videos for that coming. And if there is anything in specific that you think you missed or would like more information on, then do let us know, because we do regular events here at the Innovation Centre, and it could be something that we cover on a live or something along those lines. So but if you can come in person, then that's the best way to do it.
And this will be the last chance this calendar year to get to the Innovation Centre. So this is the last event of the year. So even if you're kind of only doing a bit of like sort of sports and active wear, but you do have questions about heat presses or something we just like to speak to one of our expert team here about a problem we can maybe solve, then do come along anyway. We'll find time for everyone. We've left enough time between the sessions so that we can answer questions from every single person. So do come along, even if you just want a little bit of help on something, or you just start thinking about starting a t-shirt business in general. We'll have time for everyone. We'll have plenty of staff around. But you also get the chance to meet people from Alloys as well, who are the biggest wholesaler for garments. So there's lots and lots of value to be found in the day, and we're all happy to answer any and all questions that come with it as well. So it
should be a good day. I think in terms of events, that is the last, like you say, that's the last one for the Innovation Centre this year. The next one that we'll probably be talking about will probably be print and promotion.
Quite possibly,
for us. So that is your next opportunity if you don't make this one.
So let us know anything you'd like to see for future events as well. I'm always curious to see what everyone's feedback is about anything that you like. I wish they did an event on that, because it's always possible. We're planning our 2024 events calendar at the moment, so if there's anything you'd like to see that either in person or during one of our lives, because we'll still be doing the lives up until near the end of December.
I think the last one's Friday the 15th or something like that.
So you've got a little bit longer, and we're also planning a live schedule out for the first couple of quarters for next year. So if there's something you like really struggle with but too afraid to ask, just shoot us a direct message or leave a comment on one of the most recent videos and say, have you thought about doing this? Because we'd love to hear about what everyone's struggling with and where we can help as well.
We try and make the events as interesting and as educational as possible, but we can only do so much without our customers telling us what they need us to do. If you do have anything in specific, we would be very appreciative to know that.
And just don't forget, new day for podcast is Monday. So this is 20th today and it's out, and next week it'll be out on the 27th November.
It will. So yes, we have podcasts coming out. Majority, I think we're missing like one or two over the Christmas break, but we have one coming out on the Monday right before, which I believe is the 16th or 17th, one of those days. And then there might be another one over the Christmas break, but other than that, we resume early January. So we're not taking a break for this season. We're just going to take let you have a break over the Christmas period. But I think that's everything for today's podcast.
Yeah,
have anything
that's
else you
it
want
for
to add?
me, yeah.
Cool, okay. So if you...
Actually, I thought of one last thing, sorry.
Go for it.
It's Black Friday coming up this week, so if you're thinking about getting heat press
that's an important one,
you go and check out the STAHLS.co.uk website.
Yes, okay, for exclusive offers on heat presses.
Heat press bundles,
Yep.
So lots of good stuff coming. If you're thinking about getting a new press, there's bound to be a good deal on that.
Yeah, cool. Is that everything?
That's everything.
Okay. So thank you very much to everyone for watching. If you are viewing on YouTube, don't forget to subscribe. And if you're watching on Apple, Spotify, or any of your streaming platforms, then don't forget to like and subscribe on there as well. And we'll be back next Monday with another heat printing podcast.